Let me ask you something honest. You've watched hundreds of motivational videos. You've read the quotes. You've set the goals. You've written the plans. You've told yourself, this time it's different. But 3 weeks later, where are you? Back to square one. Same habits, same excuses, same life. And here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. The problem was never your motivation. It was never your willpower. It was never even your mindset. The problem is that you're trying to win a systems game with zero systems. Think about it. Every successful person you admire, every millionaire, every athlete, every CEO, they don't wake up every morning feeling inspired. They wake up and follow a system, a set of habits, routines, and structures that move them forward automatically, whether they feel like it or not. Today, we're going to break down exactly how that works. We're going to unpack the core ideas behind building powerful life systems, the kind that create results without you having to fight yourself every single day. Stay with me until the end, because the last section, the 7-day action plan, is going to change the way you approach everything. Let's go. So first, who is this for? This is for anyone who feels like they're working hard but going nowhere. For anyone who keeps starting over, who feels stuck in a loop, who sets goals and then watches them fade away like smoke. Whether you're trying to build a business, get financially free, lose weight, or simply feel less chaotic, this is for you. The core problem this idea solves? Most people are living reactively. They wake up and respond to whatever comes at them. Notifications, other people's demands, random thoughts, emotions of the moment. There's no structure, no direction, no system. And here's the biggest mistake people make. They confuse goals with systems. Let me say that again because it's important. Most people spend all their energy on goals. I want to make $100,000. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to be successful. Those are destinations, but they have no roadmap, no daily structure, no system that actually gets them there. It's like sitting in a car, staring at a destination on the GPS, and then never turning the engine on. A goal tells you where you want to go. A system tells you how to actually move. And that single shift in thinking, from goals to systems, is what separates people who talk about success from people who actually live it. Coming up, I'll show you the exact reason why most motivated people still fail, and it has nothing to do with effort. The big idea. Imagine two people. Both want to get fit. Person A wakes up every morning and has to decide whether to work out. They have to fight the voice in their head that says, just 5 more minutes. Some days they win, most days they don't. Person B, they've set up their environment so that working out is automatic. Gym clothes are laid out the night before. Workout time is blocked on the calendar. A friend is waiting for them. The decision has already been made. Guess who gets results? Not the more motivated one, the one with the better system. Here's the deep truth. Willpower is a finite resource. Every decision you make in a day drains it a little. By evening, most people are running on empty, which is exactly why they binge Netflix, eat junk food, and scroll mindlessly. They ran out of decision-making energy hours ago. A system removes decisions. It automates the actions that matter. It protects your energy for the things that truly require it. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't motivate yourself to do it. You don't think about the long-term benefits every morning. You just do it because it's been wired in as a system, a habit, a non-negotiable ritual. Now imagine if your most important life goals ran on that same automatic pilot. That's what building a system does. It takes what matters and makes it inevitable. The common mistake. The biggest mistake? People design their goals but never design their environment. They write, I'll wake up at 5 a.m., but they leave their phone next to their bed. They say, I'll eat healthy, but their kitchen is full of junk food. They say, I'll work on my business, but they have 0 block time in their schedule. If your environment is designed for distraction, your life will be distracted. Full stop. Here's what I want you to do today, right now, before this video ends. Pick one important habit, just one. Now ask yourself, how can I make this so easy, so automatic, that I almost can't avoid doing it? Don't rely on motivation. Design a trigger. Design an environment. Make the action effortless. That's your first system. Build from there. Next, I'm going to tell you the story of 2 businesses. One collapsed overnight. The other survived a crisis and kept growing. The only difference? What you're about to hear. The big misconception. When most people hear the word system or structure, they think confinement, rules, prison. I don't want to live by a schedule. I want to be free, spontaneous, creative. Here's the irony. The people who think systems destroy freedom are the ones who are the least free. They're chasing their tails every day, reacting to emails, scrambling to meet deadlines, constantly behind, always stressed. That's not freedom. That's chaos with a fancy name. A tale of two businesses. Let me tell you about two restaurant owners. Let's call them Marcus and Kevin. Marcus ran his place on instinct. Every day was improvised. Staff showed up not knowing who was doing what. The menu changed randomly. Inventory was tracked in his head. He was the smartest guy in the room, and he knew it, so he thought systems were beneath him. Kevin? He built a manual for everything. Opening checklist, closing checklist, supplier schedule, customer service scripts, staff training protocols. Someone could be sick and the place would still run. Then the pandemic hit. Marcus's restaurant was chaos within a week. Without him personally managing every single thing, it fell apart. He had to close. Kevin's? He transitioned to delivery, adjusted the system, and not only survived, he opened a second location within 2 years. Same industry, same crisis, two completely different outcomes. The system wasn't Kevin's cage, it was his superpower. Connecting to your life. Think about your finances. Do you have a system? A clear process for saving, spending, and investing that runs automatically every month, regardless of how you feel. If not, you're Marcus. You're operating on hope and impulse, and markets don't care about your feelings. Now think about your career, your relationships, your health. Are any of these on autopilot, moving in the right direction whether you feel like pushing them or not? Every area of your life that lacks a system is an area that runs on luck, and luck runs out. The freedom formula. Here's the shift. Systems don't limit what you can do. They create space for what you love. When your finances run on a system, you stop losing sleep over money. When your work runs on a system, you stop drowning in tasks. When your health runs on a system, you stop making excuses. The result? You have more mental space, more creative energy, more actual freedom, because the important stuff is handed automatically. But here's the thing. Building systems sounds great in theory. So why do most people fail at it? The answer is deeply psychological. Coming up.
You can build the most perfectly designed system in the world. A morning routine, a financial plan, a workout schedule, a business framework. And it will still collapse in 3 weeks. Why? Because you're trying to run new behaviors through an old identity. Here's what I mean. If deep down you believe you're not a morning person, your 5 a.m. alarm becomes a battle every single day. If deep down you believe you're bad with money, your savings plan becomes a source of shame and anxiety. If deep down you believe success is for other people, every system you build will quietly self-destruct. This is the level that most self-help completely ignores. They give you the what and the how, but they skip the who. The uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fail at their systems because the systems are bad. They fail because their identity is incompatible with the life they're trying to build. Think about people who win the lottery. Studies show that a shocking percentage of them end up broke again within a few years, not because of bad luck, but because their identity, their deep self-concept, was not built for wealth, so unconsciously they destroyed it. Now here's the uncomfortable mirror. Look at your life right now. The income you earn, the body you have, the relationships around you, the level of stress you carry. This is not a coincidence. This is a perfect reflection of your current identity. Your external world is a printout of your internal world, always. What separates winners from average people? Average people change their actions and hope it sticks. Winners change their identity, and then the actions become natural. You don't have to force yourself to go to the gym if you genuinely see yourself as someone who values physical strength. You don't have to drag yourself to work if you genuinely see yourself as a builder, a creator, a provider. The system becomes easy when the identity is aligned. How to shift identity? Start asking yourself a different kind of question. Instead of, how can I make more money? Ask, what does a financially free person do differently? And am I doing those things? Instead of, how do I lose weight? Ask, what does a fit, healthy person eat, think, and value? And is that who I'm becoming? Every vote you cast for the new identity, every small action, every tiny choice, builds the person who makes the system effortless. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. So build the identity first. Almost there. Up next is the lesson that almost every summary of this topic gets wrong. Don't skip this part. Speak with authority. This is the insider secret section. Make viewers feel they're getting something rare. The deep lesson most people miss. Here's what almost nobody tells you about building systems. A system is not a monument. It's not something you build once and walk away from. It's not a machine you set up in January and forget by February. A system is a living organism. It needs to be fed, adjusted, and sometimes completely rebuilt. Most people who fail at systems don't fail during the building phase. They fail because they have no review process, no mechanism to ask, is this still working? What needs to change? What is life telling me right now? How people misuse this concept. Here's the trap. People build rigid systems and then treat any deviation as personal failure. They miss one day of their morning routine and declare themselves hopeless. They have one unplanned week and consider the whole system broken. They hit an unexpected life event and throw everything out. This all-or-nothing thinking is the silent killer of more systems than laziness ever was. The right framework is not, did I follow the system perfectly? The right question is this system still serving my goals? And if not, what does it need? The correct way to apply it, the weekly review. Every week, sit down for just 15 to 20 minutes and do what high performers call a system review. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1, what worked this week? What parts of my system produced results and felt aligned? 2, what didn't work? Where did I fall off? Was it the system or was it my commitment? 3, what needs to change? Do I need to simplify, shift a time, remove an obstacle, or adjust an expectation? This weekly audit is the difference between a system that evolves with you and a system that becomes a burden you eventually abandon. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who followed the same rigid plan for years. They're the ones who stayed committed to the outcome while remaining flexible about the path. The long game. Here's the most powerful insight of all. Good systems compound. Just like money in an investment account, the results of a well-maintained system build on themselves over time. 1 year of consistent, reviewed, adapted systems will produce results that 5 years of sporadic hustle never could. You are not competing with anyone else's timeline. You are building infrastructure. And infrastructure takes time, but once it's built, it holds weight that nothing else can. Read this section with energy and practical enthusiasm. Viewers should feel empowered, not overwhelmed. All right, enough theory. Let's talk action. This 7-day plan is not about perfection. It's about momentum. It's about putting one foot in front of the other and beginning to feel what it's like to live inside a system. Day 1, audit your life. Don't do anything yet, just observe. Write down your current daily routine, everything you actually do, hour by hour. Where is time going? Where are you leaking energy? Where is there chaos you've been ignoring? Awareness is the first system. You can't improve what you haven't honestly seen. Day 2, choose your one priority system. Pick one area of your life to systematize first, just one. Health, money, career, relationships. Choose the one where the gap between where you are and where you want to be is costing you the most. Don't try to fix everything at once. That's how people burn out and quit. Day 3, design the minimum viable system. Now build the simplest possible version of that system. Not the perfect version, the minimum version. If it's health, commit to 10 minutes of movement every morning. That's it. If it's money, set up an automatic transfer of any amount to a savings account on payday. If it's career, block 90 minutes of deep work every morning before checking your phone. Simple, specific, doable. That's your system. Day 4, set up your environment. Remove the friction that stands between you and the system, and add friction between you and your worst habits. Put the book on your pillow. Delete time-wasting apps from your own screen. Set out your workout clothes the night before. Put a water bottle on your desk. Design your physical space to want the behavior you're building. Day 5, execute without overthinking. Just do the system once. Clean, simple, no judgment. You don't need to feel motivated. You just need to start. The doing creates the feeling, not the other way around. Show up imperfectly. Show up anyway. Day 6, run the first review. What went well yesterday? What got in the way? What needs to be adjusted? Write it down, even 3 sentences. This is your first review loop, and it's more powerful than any productivity app you'll ever use. Day 7, commit to the process. Today you make a decision, not a goal, a decision. I am someone who operates with systems. I review, I adapt, I build. I am not waiting to feel ready. I am someone who shows up, system first. Write this down, say it out loud. This is the identity installation. This is where the real work begins. Slow down significantly. Let the silence do some work here. Speak from the heart. I want to leave you with one final thought. Most people are waiting to be ready, waiting for the right moment, waiting for some external sign that it's okay to begin building the life they want. But here's what I've come to believe with everything in me. The life you want doesn't come from a moment of inspiration. It comes from 1,000 unremarkable mornings when you chose the system over the feeling. The successful version of you is not more talented than you are right now. They're not luckier, they don't have more hours in the day. They just built better systems, and then they protected those systems with everything they had. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Take a breath and honestly ask yourself, if nothing changes, if I keep living exactly the way I'm living right now, where will I be 5 years from today? Is that acceptable? If your gut just tightened a little, that's good. That discomfort is information. That's your future self sending you a signal. Listen to it. You are not here by accident. You're watching this video for a reason. And that reason, that tiny voice that says, I want more, I'm capable of more, I deserve better, that voice is right. Honor it, build the system, do the work, become the person. Because the life that works, it starts with a system that works. And that system starts today. Speak with warmth and genuine energy, not salesy, like a friend asking a favor. If this video gave you even one idea that shifts how you think about your life, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need this message. And if you're new here and you want more content that actually moves the needle on your mindset, your money, and your life, subscribe. I put out videos regularly that go this deep every single time. Most importantly, drop a comment below and tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from today's video? Was it the willpower versus systems idea, the identity shift, the 7-day plan? Tell me below. I read every single comment. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, build your systems, and remember, the life that works is the life you design.